President Jacob Zuma, you have been the South African president for nearly 10 years. We expected a leader that could deliver. We expected transformation. We are still waiting.
You promised more jobs, improved education, health and safety, and reduced poverty. Each year you paint a picture of prosperity for our country and entice us with false hope. Mr. President, we simply do not believe you anymore.
Our reality is far worse than we have been led to believe. We did not vote for empty promises.
Mr. President, in your 2010 address, you promised to alleviate the poverty experienced by 11 million citizens. But today, there are 1 million more people living below the poverty line.
Mr. President, in the 2011 address, you promised to make higher education more accessible to the poor. But today, we face students' unrest and the fees must fall movement because of your failed promises.
Mr. President, in 2013, you promised greater investment in maths and science education. But today, our maths and science ranks across multiple systems as one of the lowest in the world. Mr. President, how are we to compete on the international stage if our own government doesn't address the basic education needs of its people?
Why are our classrooms overcrowded and our children studying without textbooks? We deserve better. Why do we still have schools with shocking sanitation facilities, where young girls do not have access to feminine hygiene products, despite your promises in 2011?
Mr. President, in your 2013 address, you promised to alleviate youth unemployment and promote economic growth. Yet by 2016, youth unemployment has risen by 6%, with nearly 11 million youth seeking employment. More concerning is the general unemployment has risen by 2.2%. So, where are those jobs, Mr. President? We deserve better.
Our GDP is floundering at 1%, while other countries are growing. Were we not once known as the economic powerhouse of Africa? What happened? Today, other African countries like Ethiopia are growing at 10.5%, the DRC at 7.7%, Tanzania at 7.1%, Rwanda at 7.6%. Mr. President, they all operate in the same global markets that we do. If they can grow, then why can't we? We deserve better.
Mr. President, in your 2015 address, you plotted a 9-point plan to deal with water, sanitation, and transport infrastructure. Today, we have delayed development with declining water security. In your 2006 manifesto, you stated that all communities will have clean water and decent sanitation by 2010.
Mr. President, in your 2011 address, you promised to fight crime. Yet today, South Africa's murder rate has increased by 15% between 2012 and 2015. It's now one of the highest in the world. This beautiful country of ours suffers a daily average of 142 sexual offenses and 363 violent robberies. Last year alone, hijackings increased by 14%. We don't deserve to live like this, Mr. President. Do you think South Africans are safe?
Our healthcare system is in crisis. There are clinics in the Eastern Cape who haven't even seen a doctor in 6 months. More and more patients sleep and die on hospital floors, desperately waiting for medical attention. Mr. President, we deserve better. South Africa deserves better.
Your parliament is bloated and costs 10 times more than it did under Madiba. The picture of the real state of our nation is not a healthy one. Mr. President, it is clear that you and your self-serving leadership has led South Africa and its people down.
You have failed to deliver on your promises. You have lost our respect. From today, we, the people of Mzansi, will begin to take back our nation. We will no longer stand back and watch you promise transformation, yet you continue to take our country on a path towards a failed state.
This nation deserves leadership from someone with a moral compass.
We, the South African people, will get behind civil society organizations who take action and tackle the waste and corruption which rob us of the future we deserve.
President Jacob Zuma, South Africa deserves better, much better.
This is the real state of the nation in 2017.